remembered the stories of how humans were always being attacked by demons. Selene, now calm, said she remembered. She explained that it was a story they have always been told since they were little. Lewin then asked if she had ever stopped to think that maybe all they've been taught in the Alfrey church had all been a lie and the demons weren't hostile like they've been told. Moreover, Lewin further explained that Sasha and the rest of the other demons had been taught similar teachings that humans were bad. Still, Selene was stubborn. She didn't want to believe what Lewin was saying and insisted that Lewin was still being deceived by Sasha. Sasha had gotten enough of Selene's insult. Therefore, she unleashed her fire bombs and was about to blast her. Selene also was not letting it slide and also prepared herself for the action. But just as Sasha swore to make Selene pay for all the foolish words she had been uttering, Lewin immediately commanded Sasha to halt, and Sasha froze instantly. Lewin begged Sasha to calm down and then mentioned that there was no reason for either of them to fight. Selene was shocked seeing Sasha obeying Lewin's order and immediately asked what was going on. Lewin mentioned that it was what he had been trying to tell her all this while, that as a demon tamer, he had total control over the movement of the Demon King. It was at that moment Selene finally understood all that Lewin was trying to say. So she apologized to Sasha for being a pixel head. Selene turned to Lewin and said she had never seen anything like his demon taming skills before. Lewin agreed that it was a rare skill, but mentioned that now he was working with Sasha to achieve peace between humans and demons. When Selene asked if the demons and humans could ever live in peace, Sasha answered. Sasha told her to believe it or not, but back when she was in power, she was really close to achieving the peace they were now seeking. However, that was until the former demon tamer showed up and ruined everything. Lewin chimed in, revealing to Selene that some demons actually just wanted to live in peace. Furthermore, Lewin pointed out that if it was possible in the past, then it would be possible now in the present. Selene said she believed all what they said. She reminded Lewin that there were many records mentioning demons and humans coexisting together, but the church had dismissed them as fabricated nonsense, and now it was forbidden to read the books. Nevertheless, Selene said all her life she had never come across a demon who didn't harbor ill intentions towards humans. She further mentioned that humans and demons had been at war for hundreds of years, and it might be difficult all of a sudden to start holding hands and making peace. For the first time, Sasha agreed to what Selene said and explained that even in the past, it wasn't easy for her to change ideas that had been imprinted in the minds of people for generations. Lewin was shocked to see the girls agreeing for the first time. Just then, an idea struck, making him realize that both girls joining forces might just be what he needed. Therefore, he excitedly mentioned to the girls that he just had an idea. The girls were curious. So Lewin mentioned that to deepen the understanding between them, it would be best they held a cultural exchange meeting. Leaving the girls even more confused, Lewin explained that the cultural exchange meeting meant going around the city together and seeing what it was like. So, the event started with Sasha wearing a silly clown costume. She felt super embarrassed, but Lewin kept saying the outfit looked good on her, which made her even more embarrassed. Sasha didn't agree and told him the outfit looked dumb. She thought Lewin was just messing with her. Then Selene joined in and said Sasha looked kind of cute, which made Sasha even more upset. She told Selene to shut her trap and warned her never to call her cute again. Sasha didn't want to be the only one dressed up like a clown, so she marched off to the clothes store, saying she would get silly outfits for Lewin and Selene too. Selene decided to go with her. While picking out clothes, Sasha and Selene started arguing about which clothes would look best on Lewin. Selene said she knew Lewin the longest, so she should choose. Sasha didn't agree. Then, Sasha asked if Selene had ever dated Lewin. Selene got really flustered and couldn't answer properly. Sasha guessed they had never even kissed or done anything romantic. She started teasing Selene and Lewin for still being virgins even after knowing each other for so long. After shopping, they all dressed up and went to a carnival nearby. There, Sasha started eating tons of food again. The carnival people gave them a huge pile of pancakes, which made Sasha very happy but shocked Lewin and Selene. Sasha ate like a wild animal, which embarrassed Lewin a lot. Later, Selene asked Sasha what she thought about the human city. Sasha said the food was great, and that if demons and humans lived together in peace, there might not be any big problems. But Selene disagreed. She said humans didn't always like demons, and if too many people came into the city, it could make life harder for everyone. Sasha said she understood and explained that when she was in charge, she tried to fix those kinds of problems. Selene then wanted to know why Sasha cared so much about making peace between demons and humans. Sasha got a little emotional. Selene told her she didn't have to answer, but Sasha said it was time she told Lewin the reason. Sasha revealed that everything started a very long time ago when she met this young human girl, whom she eventually ended up living with. She had met this human girl close to her castle. At first, she tried to act scary to chase the little girl away from her territory, but suddenly she realized that the girl seemed rather lost, malnourished, and might die anytime soon. Therefore, she had compassion and took the girl to her castle. Initially, she did that just to gather information about humans. She took the girl inside her castle, and then asked her servant to prepare a nice warm bath for her. While bathing with the girl finally opened up about her tragic backstory. The girl revealed that both her parents were murdered by other humans while she was sold into slavery. Fortunately, she managed to escape and was rescued by a demon. At first, because of the trauma she experienced as a slave, she could barely speak, But after a year and a half, she and the demon that rescued her became extremely close. In the following weeks, Sasha and this girl also became close. One day, the girl asked Sasha why everyone in the castle was so nice to her and didn't even try to eat her. Sasha was shocked hearing this. She asked the girl why on earth would they even try to eat her and what crazy things were humans even teaching their young ones these days. Nevertheless, the girl insisted on knowing why the demons in the castle were so nice to her. Sasha answered, claiming that the reason was because they wanted to learn about the human world from her. The girl immediately disagreed. She called Sasha a liar and then pointed out that since she had been in the castle, no one had ever asked her about the human world. When the curious girl demanded to know why Sasha was always fighting with the humans, Sasha explained that it was because the humans had always attacked them. However, the girl said it was not one-sided and demons also attacked humans, which Sasha reluctantly agreed to. That said, Sasha noticed that the girl still seemed bothered by something, so she asked the girl to speak her mind. The little girl then spoke up, saying she was afraid of Sasha fighting with the humans since she had always been so kind to her. The little girl then asked Sasha if she ever thought of humans and demons getting along like the way she and Sasha were. Sasha froze while standing, hearing this question. She had never seen anyone with the kind of thinking that the girl had. Sasha, still in shock, immediately explained to the little girl that humans had been tasked by the goddess Alfira to totally eradicate all her kind. But even after hearing this, the girl was still persistent and asked if Sasha saw her as an enemy. Sasha told her she was quite different from other humans, but the girl said she was wrong. The little girl explained that at first when she came to the castle, she couldn't even speak to anyone because everyone in the castle was a demon, but that changed over time when she got used to things. Then, out of nowhere, the girl hugged Sasha. The girl revealed that she had grown to love her and everyone else in the castle as much as she loved her mama and papa. Sasha was flustered. She had never been hugged in her life, and even worse, from a human girl. Sasha immediately clarified that she was nothing like her parents, but not that she disliked her, she actually did like her. Sasha noticed the little girl was touched and started crying, so she begged the girl to stop crying. The girl looked up and then asked if everyone would stop the senseless war and become friends. Consequently, Sasha was touched by the girl's sincerity, and it was that day Sasha swore to do everything possible to make it happen. Sasha carried the girl up and swore to end the war and bring peace between demons and humans. This made the little girl happy, and she smiled. Seeing how sincerely the girl smiled, Sasha grew even more fond of the girl's smile, and was prepared to do everything in her power to keep the girl smiling that way. Back in the present, when Selene curiously demanded to know what happened to the little girl, Sasha revealed that sadly, the little girl died without seeing her dream come to life. Furthermore, Sasha revealed that the girl was with her the day the former demon king Tame attacked the castle. Sasha made it known that Alfira should be blamed for everything because it was the goddess that was hell-bent on pitting humans against demons. Moreover, Sasha revealed that after the death of the girl, she contemplated wiping out all of humanity, but she had a rethink. She thought that the little girl might be gone, but her dreams still lived on. Therefore, she decided that for her sake, and for the sake of humans and demons alike, she would bear the responsibility to fulfill her promise. After hearing Sasha's sad story, Selene said the story was depressing, and that was the reason initially she had earlier mentioned that she was quite skeptical if humans and demons could ever coexist. Nevertheless, Selene pointed out that after spending time with Sasha, she had seen she was no different from a human. Selene listed that Sasha got embarrassed just like humans do. She got angry when she made mistakes, and loved eating delicious meals. Sasha also interrupted, saying initially she happened to have the same negative feeling about building a country with humans, but her perception of humans started to improve slowly. Lewin, after listening to the girls' bonding, pointed out that he was glad they had the meeting. He also admitted to have misunderstood Sasha, and then apologized. Furthermore, Lewin mentioned that if there were people like Sasha amongst the demons, then Sasha was right, and they could really live together. After the cultural meeting that day, later that night at the inn, Sasha burst into Lewin's bedroom. She said she was bored and needed someone to talk with. Lewin immediately asked her to go to sleep but complained of her dressing when he noticed Sasha was dressed like a stripper. Sasha started to tease Lewin, asking if her suspicious dressing turned him on. Consequently, Lewin immediately started to stammer. This made Sasha mention that she had seen that Lewin was nothing but an inexperienced virgin who had never experienced the pleasure between a man and woman. To confirm her claim, Sasha pointed out that even after taming her, Lewin had never taken advantage of her. At first, she had thought Lewin was not into demon women, but now she could tell he was just a virgin. Before Lewin could respond to her accusations, Sasha immediately jumped on top of him. She firmly declared that night she was going to take the thing he had been protecting for so long, and she was taking it by force. Lewin struggled and tried so hard not to get cultured by Sasha. Sasha, seeing him act so defensive, told Lewin that he should be grateful because back in the days when she was still the reigning demon king, there wasn't a single man who was even worthy of her attention. Then she pushed Lewin down on the bed and said she was going to give him a special kind of fun. Lewin quickly shouted that he didn't want any special fun at all. But Sasha didn't listen. She opened the buttons of her shirt and pushed Lewin's face into her melons. Lewin couldn't breathe. His eyes got big, and his arms stretched out like a frozen chicken. But suddenly, Selene entered the room. She was furious and demanded to know what the heck was even going on. Lewin and Sasha froze in shock seeing how angry Selene was. Lewin immediately tried explaining that there was a very good explanation for what was ongoing, but that only made Selene even angrier. To make matters worse, Sasha tried offering that they have a three-way intense piping, but that was all Selene needed to hear before blasting both Lewin and Sasha out the window. Later that day, while the team continued their journey to the town of the nearest demon king, Lewin and Sasha continued to apologize to Selene for what happened back at the inn. After much pleading, Selene said she would forgive them, but warned Sasha to never lay her filthy hands on Lewin like that again. Then Selene looked at Lewin and demanded to know the usefulness of commanding the demon king when he cannot even use it when it matters the most. Lewin felt embarrassed because he knew she was right. But before he could say anything, Sasha jumped into the conversation. She told Selene she was being too dramatic, especially since Selene wasn't even Lewin's babe. Sasha said that Lewin was very free to clap any girl or clap a harem of chicks if he wanted to. Sasha even said she could have Lewin in her bed and it still wouldn't be Selene's business. Selene didn't know what to say, she was totally shocked. Then Sasha said that from the way Selene had acted, it was obvious she wanted Lewin all to herself. Selene got red with embarrassment and yelled, asking why Sasha would say that. Sasha replied that Selene's jealousy showed she didn't want anyone to take Lewin away from her. Selene was so embarrassed, and before she could respond, Sasha shouted that it was obvious Selene loved Lewin. Selene tried to argue, and the two girls started fighting in the middle of the road. Then, out of nowhere, someone called out Lewin's name. Lewin turned around and saw an aged man in a black coat and a hat. The man introduced himself as Siriot, the butler who worked for Lord Regan, the ruler of the town. Siriot said that Lord Regan wanted to meet Lewin privately because he was the one who defeated the mighty storm dragon. Siriot also said that the meeting was regarding the extermination of monsters attacking the town and the rescue of someone very important. Then the story shifted to a deep forest where a huge explosion had just happened. Demons were being wiped out. It turned out to be Chris and his team unleashing massacre on some set of demons. Mia was really amazed at how strong Chris had become. She and Van said Chris was now 10 times stronger than before. Chris then smiled smugly and said they should let him handle all the demons by himself. One angry demon didn't like how cocky Chris was and felt disrespected, so the demon immediately charged at Chris to end his life. But Chris blocked the attack easily and dodged all the demon's moves. The demon was surprised that Chris wasn't even flinching from his attack. Before the demon could understand what was going on, Chris hit him hard and sent him flying. The demon hit the ground and coughed up blood. Chris was thrilled with his new strength and said no monster could beat him now. He walked over to the demon and asked if they were the ones attacking the human towns. Before the demon could say anything, Chris told him he would destroy all of them. Just as Chris was about to finish the demon off, Lewin and his team arrived. Lewin was surprised to see Chris and asked what he was doing there. Chris replied coldly and asked why Lewin wanted to know. When Lewin said that the local lord sent him to stop the monsters, Chris said he was too late because he was about to defeat the last demon. But then the demon stood up again and said he had to protect his village. A little demon girl ran up to the demon, calling him Kiba and begging the adventurers not to hurt him. Then more little demon kids showed up, also begging them not to hurt Kiba. They said he was only trying to protect them because the humans didn't give them any food. Lewin was confused. The little demon girl explained that at first, Kiba asked the humans nicely for food, but they were chased away just because they were demons. Selene then said that they heard from the Lord himself that Kiba had kidnapped his daughter, and that was a very serious problem. But before Kiba or the kids could say anything, a girl's voice shouted that she wasn't kidnapped at all. Kiba got upset that the girl came out because he told her to stay hidden. The girl introduced herself as Anne, the Lord's daughter, and said Kiba had saved her, not kidnapped her. Anne explained that some monsters attacked her carriage, and Kiba rescued her and even took care of her since then. Anne also said that while the demons might have taken a few things to help her, they didn't hurt anyone. Chris still didn't care. He said at the end of the day stealing was stealing, and that's what demons did. Therefore, Chris threatened that Kiba would still have to be punished. Chris moved to attack again, but Lewin stepped in to block him. Chris got mad and told Lewin to move, but Lewin said he wanted to talk to the demons first. Chris got more upset and reminded Lewin that demons should always be taken down. Selene spoke up and told Chris to calm down. She said things had changed and that she realized demons weren't much different from humans. But Chris didn't listen. He called her a traitor and shouted that no one asked for her advice. Chris told Lewin to get out of the way again, but Lewin refused. Lewin stubbornly insisted he have a talk with the demons, and just maybe the demons could eventually become their allies. Anne, on seeing both men standing their grounds, tried talking some sense into Chris. Anne asked Chris to listen to Lewin. She told him that all some demons wanted was to live alongside humans. This made the situation even worse as Chris mentioned that he wasn't sure Anne was even the Lord's daughter, but might be someone siding with the demons. Chris threatened to end all their lives if they didn't move out of the way. At that moment, Van jumped in and tried to calm things down, saying they should try to make peace. But the witch, Mia, interrupted. She agreed with Chris and said she was tired of Lewin's attitude. She told Chris to go ahead and end Lewin's life and anyone else who helped the Demon King. Seeing Chris drawing out his weapon, Lewin asked Chris if he really wanted to go that way. Chris, with weapon ready, replied, reminding Lewin that if they meet head-on, he was certainly no match for him. Who would win this much-anticipated duel between Lewin and Chris? Comment Demon Lord Tamer if you're eager to find out in our part 2. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. As always, thanks for watching.